not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Broly. You know him, you love him. I'm pretty sure we all do. Which can explain why Dragon Ball Super, Broly, made such massive numbers at the box office, bringing in a whopping $122.7 million, with a budget of only $8.5 million, making it one of the highest grossing anime films to date, which is to be expected from Dragon Ball. I still remember sitting down in my seat on opening night with my friends. I enjoyed every second of the film, from Vegeta getting a beautiful fight scene to the sheer spectacle of Gogeta going at it with Broly. I left the theater more satisfied than I expected. However, something felt off. I couldn't quite put my finger on it before, but with time, my criticisms of this film became more apparent. It wasn't the retconning of Bardock's original character, or the retelling of Goku's Superman-esque backstory, but rather the driving force of this entire movie, Broly himself. While I did enjoy the new addition of Broly to the ever-growing cast of characters, something was missing. Now before I truly get into this video, let me preface this by saying that this is entirely my opinion, and I mean no harm in what I'm about to say. It's a shame I have to say this in the anime community, but apparently we have a problem with opinions. Now anyway, now that I've made that clear, let's get into this video. Now I'm sure we all know that this isn't the first time we've seen Broly battling Goku and Vegeta. Years ago, around 1993, Japan would see the arrival of Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, directed by Yamauchi Shigeyasu. I hope I said that right. The USA would get their taste of Broly much later on in 2003, in which we experienced the stunning performance of Vic Mignogna as the Wicked Saiyan. The reception of Broly's character ranged from good to bad, leaning more so to bad, as his character made more appearances in other films, both of which really didn't do him any justice. However, one thing's for sure, Broly did make his mark on the fandom going forward. He was known and adored for his chilling quotes, malicious and sadistic behavior, and being one of the only characters to terrorize Goku and his friends to the lengths that he did, all with a big evil grin on his face. He walked through Kamehameha beams, he used Goku as a trampoline, and blew up planets just to make one-liners. I mean, this guy was ruthless, virtually unstoppable, and above all else, our first glimpse at what an evil Super Saiyan would look like, and the terror that would follow. Many fans would take a massive liking to Broly, which is completely understandable, as Dragon Ball is known for its high-octane action and seemingly insurmountable enemies for our heroes to face. Broly was the perfect addition to Goku's Rogues Gallery. As years went on, Broly continued to remain alive and well in the fandom's hearts, receiving countless amounts of fan art and hype. Even the games were aware of this, and displayed him often as one of the big bads in the opening cinematics. Broly's popularity stretched onwards as he made his return in Dragon Ball Heroes many times over, giving life to all the ideas that fans had had over the years, such as Super Saiyan 3 Broly and Super Saiyan 4 Broly. Broly in these pieces of media was shown as he was always shown, the big bad evil Saiyan that terrorizes Goku and gets a kick out of causing immense pain to anyone who opposes him. His power was rising, overflowing, dare I say his power was maximum. He was that guy. No other movie villain would ever get as much additional screen time as Broly. But I'm not here to talk about how cool the original version of Broly is. I could go on and on about that. The real point of this video is to go over the problems with our new Broly and why I personally think he's just not that guy. I may go on a few tangents, I may make a few comparisons, but I really hope that my point comes across very easily. My main issue with the new Broly is his overall behavior and how he is characterized in this film. He's socially inept, barely able to form sentences, ignorant, and practically a giant man-child who needs to be coddled by others. I understand why he's like this, as he and Paragus lived on Vampa alone for their entire lives, but I still don't like this characterization as a whole. On top of this, he lacks the malicious nature and sadism that Broly is known for. Broly made his mark by being evil and taking enjoyment in inflicting pain on others. He loved flexing his superior power and wanted to crush all who challenged him. This is a perfect characterization of a Mad Saiyan drunk with power. This is who Broly is, the evil Super Saiyan, the Super Saiyan of legend. However, in this new film, Broly lacks any real reason to be fighting. He has no hatred in his heart for anyone there. He simply just attacks Vegeta because his father told him to. Then after that, he goes nuts. He attacks literally any and everyone nearby, even Frieza, who's literally his boss. Fed him and put proper clothes on his back. This new Broly has the mental capacity of a rabid dog. He just attacks whatever he sees without a reason. This is ironic, considering many of Z Broly's critics and detractors claiming that Z Broly is a mindless brute and all he says is Kakarot, saying his motivation is foolish and makes no sense, but will turn around and praise this new Broly as if he's some kind of groundbreaking new character. In reality, this new Broly is actually less sentient than the original. This new guy is going through a rabies tier rampage. All he does is scream and yell. He's the dictionary definition of a mindless brute, whereas the original Broly was actually much calmer and in control of his mental faculties. He walked around talking trash, being cocky, and threatening Goku with chilling one-liners, and made efforts to mess with them. He wasn't just smashing random things and screaming around like this new guy. Another problem with Super Broly is presentation. The original Broly made his mark by doing things that very few villains have done. He beat up everyone effortlessly and dominated for the entire film. He even went so far as to scare Vegeta to the point where he didn't even see a point in fighting. Because Broly was the pinnacle of what a Super Saiyan should be in Vegeta's eyes. Ruthless, almighty, and dominant on the battlefield, Vegeta realized that he wasn't any of those things compared to Broly, and he was terrified. Broly made his presence known. Now, let's take a look at Super Broly's presentation. He spends the majority of the film getting his ass kicked. Vegeta beats him up effortlessly and nearly kills him. Vegeta didn't even think twice about it. Vegeta didn't even need Super Saiyan Blue at first. Then Goku proceeds to fight Broly in base form. It does a great job as well. He gets laid out, sure, but once he goes Super Saiyan Blue, Broly is on the ropes yet again. After Frieza manipulates Broly into turning into a Super Saiyan, things get serious for what, 30 seconds? Then Gogeta shows up and beats Broly nearly to death without a problem. It gets so bad that we as the audience are supposed to be worried for Broly and not Gogeta, wondering if Gogeta will actually kill this poor unfortunate soul. Broly is bailed out by a wish, and that's the end of it. This is truly disrespectful to what Broly means as a character and what made him who he is. We all know this film was made to capitalize on the massive popularity Broly as a character has, so I wonder, why the hell did they remove everything that made Broly iconic? You can't just leech off of the value of a character without utilizing what made that character valuable in the first place. If you're going to make a Broly movie without really having Broly, then why are you making a Broly movie in the first place? People didn't ask for Broly to be made into some innocent gentle giant who needs help. Nobody wanted that. People love Broly for being the big bad evil Saiyan that makes Goku scream and makes Vegeta piss himself. Broly was the guy that you need an army to beat. Broly was the guy that you and your friends are not jumping. No, he's jumping you and your friends. I know this may come off as me being nostalgic and wanting to bring back things of old, but you need to understand that characters all have their thing that makes them a hot commodity. What good is Turles without his fruit? Would Cooler be the same without his iconic final form? Is Janemba really Janemba without his wild magic and jelly beans? The list goes on and on. Broly is loved for his larger-than-life, sadistic nature, and the fact that he shows up and wrecks everyone on screen. Taking that away makes him less Broly and more like Shinji Ikari. This new Broly is a giant puppy dog man-child who needs some tender love and care. If you saw a Dragon Ball Super superhero, you will see even more reasons why Broly is no better than his past self. While he has a small amount of screen time, What we did see was pretty bad. He's incapable of using his power on his own, and is sitting around being coached by Goku and Vegeta, and looking to them as some kind of mentors. He sits around pouting and looking sad that he can't do what they can do yet, and is totally clueless. Seeing this pathetic display just offends me at this rate. Nobody, and I mean nobody, who wanted Broly to be canon wanted him to be like this. To close this video out before it gets too long, let me say this. The new Broly character is great. I have no problem with him if his name wasn't Broly. He's a good character on his own, but if you hold him up to the Broly of old, he does a terrible job of capturing what made the original Broly so memorable. He isn't sadistic, he isn't cocky, he doesn't talk, he doesn't quip, he doesn't dominate the battlefield, and he doesn't have a physical or mental grip on any of the heroes involved. He's a glorified jobber at the end of the day. A strong jobber, but still a jobber. The original Broly was a villain who physically and mentally broke Goku and Vegeta. This new guy is just a punching bag for the real star of the movie, Gogeta. I have a lot to say about Gogeta too, but that would be a video for another time. Depending on the reception of this video, I may make a video about Gogeta and why I don't like this new interpretation of him either. So while you're here, just like the video, leave a comment, maybe put down some counter arguments, something like that. Maybe even subscribe. That'd be great. And on top of that, if you really want to debate me on this topic, I'm perfectly fine with that as well. I think that'd be really great. So yeah, I'll just see you in the next video then. There's also this thing where like Broly haters will be like, oh, well, his motivation is bad. Goku was crying all the time when they were babies, so on and so forth. But it's like, if you really sit there and you think about it, there's really more to it than that. For example, Goku was screaming and crying when Broly was picked up and stabbed in his stomach. You know what I'm saying? So, if you ask me, that's him associating Goku's voice with that pain, that trauma that he experienced when he was a child, right? So that's why in the last shot of the movie when they're fighting each other and Goku's lunging towards him about to fucking punch him in his fucking shit, they flash back to Goku crying and Broly in the crib before he was stabbed. Then Goku proceeds to punch him in his stomach, the same place he was stabbed when he was a kid. Like, Goku's screams are like meshed with Goku's yells right now. Like, that's like presentation right there. Like, he's associating Goku's yells, Goku challenging him, to Goku's screams and cries when they were babies when he got stabbed in his fucking stomach. So now, just like in his past, when Broly gets done in his guts, Goku's still there, making noise. At least that's what I got out of it. Like, like, this guy has way more going on than people, like, give him credit for. Whereas we're just gonna sit here and watch this fucking new Super Saiyan Broly just smash things and yell and scream and bark like a fucking dog and act like a fucking ape or some shit, just stomping and screaming and acting a goddamn fool. And that's supposed to be like your well-written, amazing new boy? Like, what the fuck? He's arguably stupider than the guy we got right now, like the guy we used to have. He's stupider than him. He doesn't even talk. I mean, fuck it. The Z Broly, he's like, oh, Kakarot, how much do you love your son? Like, bro, he's dropping these crazy fucking one-liners and shit. And he walks up to those tiny little people, he's like, is that your planet? Oh, did I just blow it up? Oh, like, what, bro? He's talking shit. And he even stands there, like, folding his arms, just dodging Goku and Piccolo's hits, effortlessly just smirking at him. I mean, come on. Like, he's talking shit. None of that fucking Kakarot! Like, none of that shit was actually in the first Broly movie. That was in the second one. The first one, not so much. This dude's walking down the fucking street, just talking shit, clotheslining Trunks, bench pressing Vegeta, just doing all types of crazy shit, just talking all types of shit. I'm not a monster, I'm a devil. Like, what the fuck, bro? Come on. He's talking crazy. That's exactly the kind of charisma that this new Broly needs. This new guy does not have that. What do you expect what do you say? What do you expect from a true freak? Like, that shit was sick. And then before people say like, oh, Broly killed his dad, he was clearly out of control. Like, he literally said, oh, you thought you could leave me behind because this planet's about to explode? Like, he killed his dad because he knew his dad was gonna leave him behind. Like, he knew. Like, he's not stupid. He's only stupid in Broly's Second Coming, and like, nobody cares about that shit. The original movie, he was phenomenal. Talking shit and quoting and just being badass. He's telling Goku, why do you keep resisting? I'm on top of the world. I'm the best. You can't fight me. And Goku just keeps getting up. And Vegeta and Broly's like, oh, why don't you give up? And Goku says, well, I never really learned how to. Like, bro, the dialogue is raw. This guy is an actual villain. He knows what he's doing. He's not fucking retarded. People just act like he's retarded. Like, bro, did you even watch the fucking movie? Meanwhile, this new guy, and then Frieza's like, Broly, look, it's such a tragedy. Your father, he got shot by a stray energy blast. Like, bro, this guy is an idiot. He's a fucking moron. Like, they played his Super Saiyan transformation as a joke. Like, Frieza thought that shit was funny. Holy shit. And then Broly spends the whole movie getting raped by Gogeta. Like, Gogeta was whooping his ass. He'll tell you. I mean, he was dodging and weaving, flipping and skipping and flying all over the place, beating his ass. Broly didn't even touch this motherfucker once he turned blue. You know what I'm saying? That's not who Broly is. Broly's the guy who's choke slamming you the whole time. They needed a fucking ass pull to kill the first one. I mean, come on, bro. Come on. Like, how was that anything better than what we had back in fucking 1993? But this is just the rant portion, you know what I'm saying? I tried to be like educated before, but this is what people really want to hear, is the fucking nonsense, you know, the ignorant shit. We just talk shit and we curse and stuff like that. Broly he sucks. He's a pussy. Like, this new Broly's a pussy. Literally. And if you think he's gonna fuck Chi-Lai, that's not a thing. He's not fucking Chi-Lai. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I saw the movie. I live in Japan. I saw it early. He's not fucking Chi-Lai. Chi-Lai thinks he's stupid. Like, she walks by him, hey, Broly-san. And Broly's like, nah, 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 nah. What the fuck? He's not fucking Chi-Lai, bro. That headcanon shit's not happening. This new Broly is a 40-year-old virgin incel who doesn't know how to take care of himself. This dude sucks. That's enough of that, though. I'm done with the rant portion. I'm done. Y'all go ahead and like and subscribe, bro. Fuck it.